Hey guys, I hope you're well. This is a new setting because I am in Philadelphia with my two best friends. I wanted to make this video about monkeypox about a week ago because I got invited by the LA Public Health to join this briefing and to learn more about monkeypox and like what it's doing to people and specifically also the gay community. But I couldn't make one last week because I was flying and I missed my flight and then I got busy and things like that. So here I am now, and it's not too late because people are still getting this fucking virus and people are still getting, you know, giant zits and rashes, and I thought I'd just clear the air and make a video, you know, with the resources and with the info that the public health has given me in private, in hopes that I would share this to my followers on the internet. So like I said, the LA Public Health invited me to their briefing a week ago about the virus, and I also got my vaccine. And you know, I've been seeing a lot of info about monkeypox on the internet, on TikTok, on YouTube, and whether or not it's fair for gay people to be kind of targeted as like the most common group of people that will get this virus. I've seen people say that it's unfair that, like, you know, first it was like Chinese people and the coronavirus, and now it's like gay people are causing monkeypox, and that's unfair and things like that. But I feel like it's important to kind of look at the facts and just see what's up. So last night, the LA Public Health sent me a little ambassador toolkit to my email, and in that toolkit is a little FAQ of monkeypox and like everything about the vaccine and testing and symptoms and things like that. So I'm just gonna share all of that with you here today. Everything you need to know about monkeypox will be in this video. Everything that I know about monkeypox will be in this video, and everything that's like currently relevant in the world right now. So before I get started, please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and please also check out my full bottoming course at the links below. I am constantly updating this course, and so I've recently put in like a full anal douching tutorial fully with my butt and everything because people have been asking for that. And I also put in tutorials on how to shave your butt and what to say in bed and like positions and things like that. So go check that out at the link below. Please also check out my anal douching kits also at the link below. You get my favorite twist-up enema bulb, my favorite water-based lube, a written tutorial, and a handwritten note written by yours truly. All right, now let's talk about this virus that's causing people to get zits and share it all over TikTok. All right, so I have the FAQ in front of me right now, and the first question is, what is monkeypox? So monkeypox is this rare disease that's going around right now, and the disease itself isn't like new, but the outbreak itself right now is what's like new. It's a disease caused by the infection of the monkeypox virus. It doesn't naturally occur in the US, but cases of monkeypox have been reported in countries that don't normally have monkeypox, such as LA County. All right, next question. How does monkeypox spread? So this is kind of like the big debate that everyone's talking about. It spreads through body contact, so it's not necessarily like an STD or an STI, but it can be spread through sex. The textbook answer is that it spreads when a person comes into contact with an animal or another person that has monkeypox. It can spread through contact with bodily fluids and monkeypox sores, items that have been contaminated with such fluids and sores, like clothing, bedding, etc., sexual contact, or through respiratory droplets following face-to-face contact. So basically the most common way to get this is like if someone has the virus and you touch them or you share like fluids with them or the fluids spread, then you'll probably also get it. What are the signs of monkeypox and like what are the symptoms? This is kind of like the grossest part about it because it like looks like zits, and I have a big insecurity with zits because I grew up with hella zits, and these zits are not it. Like I've seen TikToks of people with these zits that stay on their faces for weeks and weeks on end, and girl, I just like can't get it. Like I'm not built for monkeypox, like, but anyway, the real answer is you get fever, rashes, muscle aches, headaches, swollen lymph nodes, and sometimes even a cough or sore throat. Like I said, rashes and sores are very much common symptoms of this disease. They usually start on the face and then they follow with the rest of your body. Infections can last 2 to 4 weeks, so girl, you'll be in for a month. Also, it's important to note that these rashes and sores can start and end also on your genitals or your butt areas, and they will not feel good. So just watch out for that. All right, number 4 on the FAQ on this flyer is, how is monkeypox treated? Great news. Currently, there are no treatments to treat monkeypox infections. There is a medication that can like kind of alleviate some symptoms and like treat the illnesses and like reduce, you know, the severity of certain symptoms, but there is no like current full cure. The doctor at the briefing that I went to did say that like if you get the vaccine after exposure, you could definitely limit like the severity of your symptoms, but that's not really a medication. It's just like a preventive thing, and it kind of like just reduces your symptoms. So it's not like a cure, it's just like you get to experience it a little bit less, I guess. I'll talk about the vaccines more in a bit, but for now, there's no medication to treat it. And even the medication that I mentioned that like will alleviate some symptoms, they only give that medication to people that have rashes in like their balls or their dick or like their butt. So like if you have mild symptoms, they probably won't give you that medication, but you can definitely ask if it like threatens you more than like the regular person. And let me check to see what the name is. The guy did say something about Ticoma or something. Number 5, how can you prevent monkeypox? Steps to help prevent monkeypox include avoiding contact with materials that have been in contact with people with the virus. So like bedding, clothing, things that like you know that like sick people with monkeypox have like used. So like if your friend has monkeypox and they sleep on this specific bed, maybe don't get into the bed with them. Or maybe if they've worn a jacket and they have the rashes and the jacket covers the rashes, maybe don't wear that jacket. Like when you go to a clothing store and you want to try clothes on, maybe like take a break from that. Hi, say hi to my video. Hi. Don't try things on if you know that like someone that has the virus and maybe has the rashes have like tried those things on. So I would take a break from like, you know, I don't know, trying on clothes at the store. It's not like horrible right now, it's like not too bad, but like if you want to be extra preventive with your health, maybe don't do that, because that could definitely put you at risk for the disease. Avoid contact with people who are sick with the virus. So like if you know that someone like might have it, or like if you see like giant zits on their body, or like if someone has mentioned that like they had something a few weeks ago, or like that they're like overcoming something, maybe don't touch them, or maybe don't like kiss them or anything like that, like especially if they're not like vaccinated or whatever. There's a lot of people on TikTok right now like going around sharing their experiences, and you know, unless you know for sure that they're tested negative for it, or like they have completely no rashes, maybe don't like meet them or like touch them, or even touch anything that they've touched, or like anything that they've worn. Bye, Nish. All right, next on this little brochure is something that I didn't really think about until now, and that is to avoid contact with animals that could have the virus, such as animals that are sick or animals that have been found dead. I don't know too much about this, but apparently like you can see it on animals too. So when I get more information on that, I'll let you know. But they're also another like medium for this virus, animals. Next up, wash your hands often. Use soap or an alcohol-based sanitizer to make sure that you're not like dirty. And let's say you do like get in contact with someone that like has been infected, definitely wash your hands immediately afterwards, or sanitize your hands as much as you can. What is currently happening now with monkeypox? So currently there is an international outbreak for monkeypox that has nothing to do with animals or travel to like a specific destination or location. Multiple areas in the US have identified cases, such as cases in California and in New York. I know those are places that are more common, and places that like I've heard also, like aside from this like brochure and aside from like the LA Public Health, I've seen articles about people in New York getting it and people in California. And you know, I'll link all the resources that I have down below. What should I do if I think I have monkeypox? The first thing you should do is definitely contact your healthcare provider and take a test. The second thing you can do is definitely just like check to see if you have any symptoms or if you're experiencing symptoms, and get tested for other things in case you know, if you worry about like whether or not it's COVID or like monkeypox, because a lot of these fucking diseases, like they have like such similar symptoms. There's so many diseases now, it's like kind of wild. Last question on this brochure, how do I get tested for monkeypox? Option 1, call your healthcare provider and ask for a test. Option 2, call 211 if you don't have healthcare insurance or a medical provider. And option 3, visit any public health sexual clinic. They will gladly help you out. There are a few key messages that you should know about monkeypox, and the first is that monkeypox does not spread easily from person to person, so that's kind of a good thing to think about, because it doesn't spread as easily as like, for example, a cold or like COVID, where you can literally breathe and someone can get it. So that's amazing. Just don't be fucking nasty and touch people all the time, I guess, because that's also creepo behavior. Another key message to take out of this is there is no specific treatment. You just have kind of the vaccine and like the one medication that I mentioned for treating like really bad rashes by your genital areas. And even then, the vaccine and that medication, that only alleviates symptoms. They won't like get rid of the disease at all. So just try your best to like be preventative about this and not like rely on like a specific thing to like heal it for you. Last but not least, you know, have good hygiene, avoid contact with people that might have it, avoid contact with materials that have been used by people that might have it. So also a good thing about this virus that I heard from the briefing is that there are no deaths so far. So no one's dying. It's not like COVID where you're like, oh my gosh, if I don't get the vaccine, I'm gonna die. This is definitely an outbreak and you'll definitely look ugly, but you won't die. But is there a point of living if you look ugly? I don't know. All right, so now I'm gonna talk about this vaccine that I just got a week ago. It's called the Genius vaccine, and what happened was I got a text from the LA Public Health and they told me that I was eligible for the vaccine, and I went to a location and they just gave me a shot, and that was it. I have another shot due in a few weeks. So this vaccine is called the Genius vaccine. It is proven to be 80% effective in preventing monkeypox virus, but it also has added benefits such as, you know, it can kind of act as a treatment in a way, because, you know, if you take the vaccine within 4 days of exposure to monkeypox, you could greatly decrease the severity of your symptoms. So see it kind of like as a preventive thing, and also as like, oh, like what happens if you get exposed to it? You can get the vaccine and it'll like prevent you from like experiencing crazy symptoms. Vaccine eligibility. So currently there are only 2 groups of people that are eligible for the vaccine. Group A are people that have been confirmed and invited by the public health department, wherever, to get the vaccine. So like people that like public health departments have deemed to be at high risk of getting the monkeypox virus, or like working in situations that where they're more at risk than like the normal person. High to intermediate risk of contact. Persons who attended an event or venue with high risk of exposure. And these people will, you know, have gotten a text. Group B, and this is where it's like a little bit interesting. Gay or bisexual men or transgender people over the age of 18 that 1. Have been diagnosed with syphilis or gonorrhea within the last 12 months. 2. Are on PrEP, which is pre-exposure prophylaxis, that, you know, prevents HIV. The AC just turned on, I hope you can still hear me. Or 3, attended a commercial sex venue where they banged or did sexual shit in that venue. So basically you have to have either have gotten an invite from the public health department wherever you are, or you have to belong in that category of like gay, bisexual men or transgender people that are on PrEP, you know, or are banging or have gotten syphilis or gonorrhea. This is kind of the big debate here, because girl, I don't really know, because I'm not on PrEP right now. I'm also not banging. I'm also not diagnosed with gonorrhea or syphilis and haven't been ever in my life. So like, I don't understand how I got the vaccine. I was eligible because I got a text from the LA Public Health Department. But the big debate here is that people are thinking like, oh, that's not fair that, you know, gay people are the ones being stigmatized and this is making gay people look worse. It's like another HIV. I'm like, no, like the truth of the matter is the biggest group of people that have gotten affected by this disease, to be honest, is LGBT men. You know, there's so many articles about it. The science shows it. People that are heavily affected by this are gay and bisexual men and transgender people. So we have to deal with that. We have to adjust, and we have to admit that like sometimes, you know, the gay world, I feel like people don't want to admit that like LGBT men tend to be more promiscuous and tend to like, you know, spread things just because like, you know, receptive anal sex, this is a separate topic, but you know how like receptive anal sex or like anal sex in general is like the #1 sexual way to spread STDs. And I think it's just time to admit that like sometimes the community is a little bit more promiscuous than others, and that's why it's important for us to acknowledge that and to take necessary precautions towards certain things. That's why we go on PrEP, and this is why we get vaccinated. You know what I mean? And so I see a lot of people get upset where it's like, oh my gosh, like gay people again? It's not the 80s with HIV. Girl, like what? Argue with the wall, argue with the data. Like, babe, sorry. It's not a homophobic virus, it's just the facts. So let's talk about how to get vaccinated now. First things first, call your healthcare provider and see if they have a vaccine. If they're a vaccine provider and ask to get vaccinated, visit a public monkeypox vaccine location and show them your ID and proof that like you're eligible to get vaccinated. So like if you belong in one of those two groups, a text or your PrEP bottle, or you know, like your diagnosis of syphilis and gonorrhea, or like, oh, I've been to this sex venue, whatever. And 3, show a text message from the LA Public Health or wherever and get vaccinated. I'm gonna put the links below. I also have, you know, the link to pre-register for the vaccine in Los Angeles in my Linktree profile below. So you guys can definitely check that out if you want to. I hope everyone stays safe out there, and I hope you get vaccinated if you know that you're at high risk. And even if you're not at high risk, like, it's not bad to get vaccinated, and it's not bad to like, just, you know, be preventive about it and be safe. And you know, especially if you're like banging, or if you're like constantly going out to parties, or like if you know people that have the monkeypox and stuff, it might be good to just get it because you don't want to be out for like a month and look hideous. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please, again, like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. And again, please check out my full bottoming course at the link below. I'm constantly updating it, so you're gonna get really amazing things on there. All things bottoming, of course. And also, please check out my anal douching kits. Like I said, you get everything you need to clean out your ass before banging on there. Get vaccinated, don't touch bitches, and that's it. Love you guys.